We are going to begin with Shanti Mantra of Atharva Vediya, this Mandukya Upanishad, what we did yesterday. Om Bhadrang Karnebi Shrunuyama Devaha Bhadrang Pashyemakshabhiryajatraha Sthirairangaistuštuvangsastanube Vyashemadevahitam yadayuhu Swasti na Indro Vriddhashravaha Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedaha Swasti nastarksho Arishtanimihi Swasti no Brihaspati'r dadatu Om Shanti 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 Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punaha Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The meaning of the Shanti Mantra. Yesterday I explained the three Shantis, Trividha Tapa Shanti, Adidaivika, Adibhautika and Adhyatmika Tapa Shanti. That part we saw. Now you see from the beginning. He Devaha Karnebihi Bhadram Shrunuyama. This is a prayer to all Devatas. And by Devata Shabda you can also take Guru. Because he is the Sakshat Devata. Paramatma Devata is there in the form of Sadguru. So all Guru Parampara also you take as Devaha, and the prayer is through our ears, Karnebhihi Bhadram Shrunuyama, may we hear what is auspicious. And Yajatraha will go with both Devaha as well as Vayam. We, those who are the worshippers of the yajnas, sacrifice, and seeking protection, Yajatraha, Akshabhihi Bhadram Pashyema, through our eyes may we see what is auspicious. So through ears may we hear what is auspicious. Through our eyes may we see what is auspicious. Yajatraha, if you take it for Devaha, then those who will give us protection in return of sacrifices, performance of any rituals is dedicated to those Devatas. And if we are not doing Vedic rituals, then this is more for Bhagavan. Because he is Sakshat Deva, Eko Deva Sarva Bhuteshu Gudaha. Now, what is the understanding of auspicious? So, two things we have to see. One is, our prayer is that our ears and our eyes remain healthy. Because if you see other Shanti mantras, like Samaveda Shanti mantra, where we say that our all body parts, they all should remain healthy. Apyayantu mamangani, vak, pranah, chakshu, shrotram. So this is what it is here. Because if they are healthy, then only I will have ability to see or hear what is auspicious. And that's why karnebhihi bhadram shrunuyama, akshabhihi bhadram pashyema. This will work if their abilities are continued. And at the same time, we have the option to see what is abhadram also, or hear what is abhadram. What is abhadram means, you end up hearing about only problems of life. This is the problem, that is the problem, and those problems also arising out of something which is nishiddha. Actually, all problems are out of nishiddha karma only, because they are result of papa karma. But I have been through such situations in listening to such things, where you end up listening to problems where a child is expelled from college or high school for 5 days because he did something what he was not supposed to do. Or husband and wife complaining about each other, and not like it is a long elaborate problems, accusation. Means you understand this is all abhadram, and you have to listen to this, means it is not good. This is not what we want to hear. We want to hear bhadram, means may we hear Shastra, Upanishads, any Vedanta Vidya, or even Stotram ityadi, Bhagavad Gita ityadi, which will purify our mind. Life of Sant Mahatmas and their darshana. Akshabhihi pashyama means may we see sannyasis, may we see holy places, Tirtha Kshetra, may we see Bhagavan's Saguna Rupa with alankaras, all beauty. That is what we want to see. And then places like, you see Himalaya darshan every day, Gangaji is there. This is bhadram. Other samanya things are there, and then there is nishiddha vastu, abhadram. So our prayer is, may we not see what is inauspicious, what will create more negative samskaras, and may we hear what is auspicious, may we see what is auspicious. स्थिरैहि अंगैहि तुष्टुवांसः. तुष्टुवांसः means those who are the performers of the hymns, those who sing the hymns, those who sing the praise. Because stotram is tutyartham. So those who listen to such stutis, etc. May we hear that? May we live life with sthiraihi angaihi. Our limbs, may they be firm, means eyes, ears are symbolic for all sense organs, and now body also. All body parts, karmendriya, may they also be firm. Sthirairangaihi tuštvam saha tanubhihi, and the body also should be firm, healthy, stable. See, all bodies will have some or the other problem, but we should be able to manage well with whatever we have and do good things. And what we have to do? Yat ayuhu devahitam vyashema. Yat ayuhu devahitam. Devahitam means whatever is given to us by devatas. Ayuhu, lifespan. Whatever lifespan that we are given by devatas, or for the sake of devatas, for the sake of Bhagavan, for the sake of Guru, Parampara. Vyashema. Vyashema is Chandasa Prayoga actually. Vishema is the actual Shabda. Vish Dhatu is to enter. So Vishema Prayoga will be Vish Praveshane Dhatu Tudadigana Vidhiling Bahuvachana. Uttam Purush Bahuvachanam will be Vishema, is given as Vyashema. Means we enter into that. We enter into what? Whatever lifespan that we are given, we go through it with firm body, firm limbs, good and healthy sense organs, inclined to see what is auspicious. And may we sing Bhagavan's glory, may we sing the praise of Paramatma. This is the purpose, this is the objective. So first two lines are that. Then devatas are mentioned and seeking their blessings. Naha means to us. Indraha vruddhashravaha swasti dadhatu. Dadhatu is there at the end of Chaturtha Pada. So may Vruddhashravaha Indraha, the one who is of the ancient fame, very famous, Vruddhashravaha Indraha Swasti Dadhatu. See, these devatas, their blessings are needed for Karma Kanda as well as obstacle free pursuit of Jnana Kanda. This you should know. And in particular, if you are taking sannyasa, see, those who are in grahasthashrama, they have to make some sacrifice for devatas in one form or the other. Those who are sannyasis, they are not going to perform any rituals, and therefore it is said devatas will create obstacles for them on the path. because they have not paid their dues to devatas. You may say, what kind of devatas are these? They are not very pure, they are creating obstacles on my path. Whatever it is, they will make sure that you will have some or the other challenges. And we know there are people who don't do all the necessary things, and take proper sannyasa. They don't go through all the rituals. And not only rituals, before coming to sannyasa ritual, person should have performed all the necessary spiritual practices, like Gayatri Japa for long time, Devata Aradhana, Saguna Brahma Upasana, and other Devatas pujas on regular basis. They should have done. Then Devatas are pleased with such person. If they don't do anything and just dash into Vedanta, it is so easy to pick up Ashtavakra Gita book, available online or from any shop. You can purchase. And you start reading and you say, I am that reality. Jagat is mithya. Everybody can read those lines. And if you have little bit of samskaras, you read few pages, you will know what they are talking. Remember, Shastras don't say everybody should start following such things. Because there are so many prerequisites. And these are the indicators of that. That singing such praises, doing seva, contributions to society, and also these devatas, seeking swasti, peace and blessings from all of them. Otherwise, everybody is a Advaitin. Just by reading few lines, what is there? They have not gone through proper tradition, parampara. So, Vruddhashrawaha Indraha Swasti Dadhatu Naha to us. Then Vishwavedaha Pusha Swasti Dadhat. Pusha is Pushan Shabda Prathama Sambodhan. Not Sambodhan. Prathama Ekvachana. So Vishwavedaha, the one who is the knower of the entire creation, Naha to us Swasti Dadhatu. Who is that? Sun God, Surya Bhagavan. Means you have been praying to Sun God regularly. You have been praying to Indra regularly. Tarkshaha Arishtanemihi Naha Swasti Dadhatu. Tarkshaha is Garuda Devata or Vayu Devata. And he is Arishtanemihi. Arishtanemihi, Arishtanam Vipattinam Nemihi. Nemi means chakra. So all the obstacles which are there, you are the Nemi, you are the chakra, destroyer of those obstacles. Like Vayu Devata, how it removes all the foul things and brings fresh air. Like that, in my life I need freshness. Otherwise there is staleness, I start feeling everything is so boring, sadhana is so boring, life is so boring, I don't know whether I want to continue to live or what is there to do. So all this has to go, and other obstacles in the form of not getting opportunity for Shravanam, not getting any understanding of Shastra. These are all obstacles. Some other vignas are there because of which I am not able to study. So the prayer is that may I have freedom from all those obstacles, may those obstacles be removed. I will work hard. But when there are obstacles, half of my energy goes in solving those problems. So may I don't have such obstacles. This is the prayer. So Tarkshaha, this Garuda Devata or Vayu Devata, is remover of such obstacles. And Brihaspatihi Naha Swasti Dadhatu. Swasti means all well, all good, all auspicious, peace. Swasti Dadhatu. Brihaspati ji is Jnana Devata, is Guru of Devatas. So he will guide spiritually. This is the meaning if you take Devatas as Adhidaivika principles, if you take Devatas as Adhyatmika principles, then Indra is Devata presiding over hands. Hastayor Indraha. So may I do karmas, good karma with my hands. Hands represent karmas. Surya Devata is presiding over Chakshuhu, and Brihaspati presiding over Buddhi, Antakarana. So may my Buddhi, may my Karmendriya, Jnanendriya, all of them be well, and may there be no obstacles on my path. And for a mumukshu, as I told you earlier, he was a sadhaka, now he is pramata, mumukshu, jignasu. For a jignasu, not to get shravanam is an obstacle. So may I get opportunity to do Vedanta Shravanam. But for Vedanta, if you need to study Vyakarana, Nyaya, then you should study. Okay, all of that will help. But I should love that study. I should be inspired to follow all this. This is the main idea of the Shanti Mantra. So as today, from every further class, first we will start with this Shanti Mantra instead of Purnamadaha now, because this is the Shanti Mantra of Atharva Veda. Now, Upanishad Shabda I explained yesterday. Mandukya, this Shabda I will explain you. Mandukya is a shakha actually, Mandukeya shakha in Atharva Veda. And this Upanishad belongs to that shakha, Mandukeya shakha. That's why it is called Mandukya Upanishad. In each Veda, there are shakhas. So in Brihadaranyaka, in Atharva Veda, it is there are 9 shakhas in Atharva Veda, and of that there is one Shaunaka Shakha, Pippalada Shakha, because Shaunaka Rishi was there, Pippalada Rishi was there. Those are available, others are not available anymore. That is what is said. This belongs to Mandukeya Shakha. Now, what is the idea behind this Manduka? Manduka Shabda, Manduka means like a frog. So, the Lakshana of Manduka is during the monsoon season, Chaturmasa, Manduka is available. And other times you don't see frogs. They are in hibernation. Means they are in solitude, they are in silence, they are in thinking. So we also should be like this. We also, not that we should be in silence for 8 months, but during the day, when we are active, we may do whatever is needed. But the moment that activity is over, we may continue our study, but without any mental vikshepa. And if we don't have any external study also, then ekante sukhamasyatam paratare chetas samadhiyatam purnatmasu samikshyatam jagadidam tadbadhitam drisyatam. So then you remain in Atmanishtha. So this is what is the Manduka. When there is something to do, the time is there, opportunity there, you do it. When there is nothing, abide in the self. So this Upanishad reminds us of such lifestyle. And how this Manduka can be there on the land as well as in the water. Like that, if we have to do Vyavahara, we should do Vyavahara. But when we have to withdraw from Vyavahara, that also we should learn. So if we can do this, and having withdrawn, we should know how to make good use of our time. Then there is nothing like it. This is the most beautiful way of living. So just as Manduka can live on the earth as well as in water, such people, those who are able to dwell on this teaching, they can live a life in Vyavahar also. They will do good, what is required. And the moment they get opportunity and they are told, okay, now you can withdraw, they are on their own. Means abiding in the self, Paramartha. And this life of Gaudapada Charyaji, you can see it is like that. That all we know is about this him is this Karika, and that he did tapas in Badrika Ashrama, from where these shlokas were written. This is his glory. When they do tapas, then such great things come out, great teachings are available. And it is said this Mandukya Upanishad is one alone Upanishad which is enough for liberation. In Muktiko Upanishad it is said Mandukyam ekamevalam mumukshunam vimuktaye. Mandukyam ekam eva alam mumukshunam vimuktaye. For a mumukshu, Mandukya alone is enough. In other words, if we are serious seekers, if we are interested in this kind of teaching, the highest level of teaching, Mandukya is enough. Ekam eva alam. Then why there are so many Upanishads, etc.? See, all these other Upanishads are also there if I do not get the knowledge and abidance through Mandukya. It is said you study Mandukya. If you don't get it, then you study 10 Upanishads. Means you go on studying, but you keep the vision what is given by Mandukya, that Atma is untouched by the 3 states of experiences, Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. 1. Second, mind, my mind itself is part of Jagat, or I, the individual person, is part of Jagat, is Drishya, is Mithya. The one who is complaining is Mithya. Therefore, no need of paying attention to complaint. Generally, what is everyone's thinking? I am complaining about the world. That world is Mithya. But the one who is complaining is real. So, what I should understand is, the one who is complaining itself is illusion, itself is Mithya. Therefore, I have no complaints. When we understand this, then Mandukyam eva alam. Mandukya is enough. Not being part of the 3 states of experiences. No matter how many other Upanishads I study or what other text I study, this I should remember, this I should keep in mind. Okay. Now, this Upanishad, as I said, it will have Bhashya. There is Shankara Bhashya on this, and Karikas are there. Karika, Mandukya Karika, so they will come in between, some mantras, then Karika, then mantra, then in first chapter. Second chapter onwards, it is only Karika. All Upanishad mantras will be over in first chapter. Bhashya Shabda, how it is formed? First you take Karika. Karika is Swalpa Vrittau Bahor Arthasya Suchani. Karika tu Swalpa Vrittau Bahor Arthasya Suchani. What is Karika? Swalpa Vrittau. in brief exposition, vritti here means exposition, bahor arthasya suchane, there is lot of meaning. So it is revealer of meaning in depth. That is called karika. And on that karika and Upanishad mantra there is bhashya. Bhashya, bhash dhatu, bhash dhatu with ण्यत प्रत्यय. वक्तायाम वाची, भाष धातु वक्तायाम वाची. So nirvachanam, to describe something, and ण्यत pratyaya will make it bhashya, to reveal something, to make something known. That is the job of bhashya. मंत्रार्थो वर्ण्यते यत्र पदैः मंत्रानुसारिभिः स्वपदानि च वर्ण्यन्ते भाष्यं भाष्यविदो विदुः. Those who are the knowers of bhashya, what do they say? A bhashya means there where the meaning of the mantra or the shloka, whatever is there, mantrartho or shlokartha, yatra varnyate, that meaning is explained. And according to the padas which are there in the mantra, in the shloka. So each pada is explained, padachcheda is done, padartha is explained, vigraha is done, vakya yojana, anvaya of the pada is also done. Then it will become bhashya. And then if there are any objections, akshepa, then it's refutation, samadhanam, virodha parihara. Objection and refutation also should be done. Or if questions are there, they are answered. This is bhashya. This is called commentary, vyakhyanam. And then on this bhashya, there is tika by Anandagiri ji. Tika is tikyate, buddhyate. Tikyate means that by which something becomes known. So tikyate, buddhyate, anaya iti tika. Anaya means by this something becomes known, something is learnt. So tika's job is also to explain the terms which are there in bhashya, to make it a little bit more easy. So we are going to study in that way. And tippani means some notes are there on certain words which otherwise are not clear. Okay, so with this much introduction, let us begin. So I will chant the shloka, which is first shloka on page number 2. You can repeat after me. Paripurna parijnana परितृप्ति मते सते विष्णवे जिष्णवे तस्मै कृष्णनामभृते नमः. टुगेदर. परिपूर्ण परिज्ञान परिते विष्णवे शुद्धानंद पदाम्भोज द्वन्द्वमद्वन्द्वतास्पदम् नमस्कुर्वे पुरस्कर्तुं तत्त्वज्ञानमहोदयम् शुद्धानन्दपदाम्भोज द्वन्द्वमद्वन्द्वतास्पदं नमस्कुर्वे पुरस्कर्तुम् I hope everybody knows where we are. Everybody has this file. If you don't have, you make sure you have it, otherwise you will not enjoy this study at all. Okay, let us see the meaning of these two shlokas first, then we'll see two more shlokas. Paripurna parijnana paritruptam trupti mate sate Vishnave, Jishnave, all these are Chaturthi. Namaha, Tasmai Namaha, salutations to him. Salutations are offered by Anand Giriji. This is Tikakars Mangalacharanam. Then we will see Bhashyakars Mangalacharanam. Salutations to Krishna Nam Bhrite. Anand Giriji Maharaj, Ishta Devata is Bhagavan Sri Krishna. So, whose name is Krishna. Krishna Nam Bhrit means the one who is holding or having the name Krishna. Vishnave, Jishnave, the one who is Vishnu. Vishnu means who is Vyapaka, the one who is all pervading is called Vishnu. And Jishnu, Jishnu means the one who is all powerful, always victorious, is called Jishnu. So, Vishnu, Jishnu, Tasmai, Vishnave, Jishnave, to that Vishnu who is all pervading and always victorious, means very powerful, very capable. Paripurna parijnana paritrupti mate, paritruptiman, man is the ending, pratyaya at the end. Paripurna, all complete. Parijnana, full knowledge. Paritruptiman, and he is ever complete, ever full, ever satisfied. To that Sate, and who is Sadrupa. To that Paramatma is this salutation, whose name is Krishna. So, salutations are offered to that Paramatma, and then he said again, Naskurve, Namaha Kurve. Kurve is Atmanepada Uttam Purusha Ekvachana. So, I offer my salutations Namaskurve, to whom Tattvajnana Mahodayam. This salutation is to Guru. Anand Giriji's Guru's name is Shuddhananda. Shuddhananda is the name of the Guru. So Shuddhananda Padam Bhoja Dvandvam Advandvataspadam. Shuddhananda Padambhoja. Padambhoja means, Ambhoja means that which grows in the lotus, in the water is called lotus. Ambhas Shabda, Ambhasi Jayate iti Ambhoja. That which grows in water. Padambhoja means the lotus feet. And how many are there? Two. So Padambhoja Dvandvam. The two lotus feet of Shuddhananda. Shuddhanandasya Padambhoja Dvandvam, which is Advandvataspadam. Advandvata, where there is no duality, which is only reminding me of non-duality. Acharya's feet reminds me of non-dual truth, says Anand Giriji. Shuddhananda Padam Bhoja Dvandvam Advandvataspadam Tattva Jnana Mahodayam. That Mahodaya, that Guru who is of the nature of Tattva Jnana, that Guru I bow down to, I make salutations. Namaskurve Puraskartum. Pura means in front. First means I keep it ahead in my yatra, in my journey. My teacher's feet means my teacher's teaching, Upadesha, whatever. Sometimes, teacher might have given general teaching to lot of people. But for specific people, sometimes specific message is also given. You say, I keep that in front of me. Puraskartum Tattva Jnana Mahodayam. My Guru is great in Tattva Jnana. Tattva Jnana Mahodaya. Tam Mahodayam Namaskurve. So, Ishwar Namaskar and Guru Namaskar are done. Now, Gaudapadiya Bhashyam hi Prasannamiva Lakshyate Tadarthatoti Gambhiram Vyakarishe Swashaktitah. Gaudapadiya Bhashyam hi Prasannamiva Lakshyate Tadarthatoti Gambhiram Vyakarishe Swashaktitah. Purve Yadyapi Vidvamso Vyakhyanamiha Chakrire Tathapi Manda Buddhina Mupakaraya Yatyate. Purve Yadyapi Vidvanso Gaudapadiya Bhashyam hi Prasannam iva Lakshyate. Gaudapadacharya ji's Bhashya is Gaudapadiya Bhashyam means Shankara Bhashya on Gaudapadacharya ji's work is Prasannam iva Lakshyate. means it is very joy giving. Prasannam eva, here eva means not like, in the sense that it is not exactly, it is. In this way you have to understand. Prasannam iva lakshyate. Gaudapadiya Bhashya means Bhashya on Gaudapadacharyaji's Karika is called Gaudapadiya Bhashya. That means you have to understand Bhashya on mantra also, not only on Gaudapadacharyaji's Karika. And Ati Gambhiram, Prasannam and Ati Gambhiram. Bhashya is also very profound. Sometimes Acharya may not have elaborated, then Anand Giriji has elaborated. Ati Gambhiram. Tad arthatah swasaktitah vyakarishye. Then, with the help of that Bhashya, arthatah, through the meaning, so arthatah can actually go with both. Bhashya also, Bhashyam, Prasannam and arthatah Ati Gambhiram. Bhashya is very delightful, joyful, but at the same time in meaning it is very gambhir, very deep, profound. Such Bhashya arthatah swasaktitah vyakarishya. Because it is so profound, in my tika I am going to do more elaborate exposition on that. Means I will try to make some things more clear. Vyakarishya. How? Swasaktitah, as per my ability. You say, aren't there other people who have already written on this text before? He says, Yadyapi Vidwansaha Purve Vyakhyanam Iha Chakrire. Even though other great people, Vidwamsaha, Iha Vyakhyanam Chakrire, they have, Chakrire means they did in the past, lit. Chakre, Chakrate, Chakrire, Bahuvachanam. Wise people have written some commentaries prior to me. But everybody doesn't understand their high-flying language and the teaching and all, and therefore tathapi mandabuddhinam upakaraya yatyate. My effort is to bless those who have mandabuddhi, means those who are not that capable of grasping everything in the beginning itself. So then my teaching will help them. That's why I am writing this tika, even though other commentaries are available and written by great people in the past. Okay. Now we begin with the explanation by Anand Giriji there. At least one vakya let us try to see. I'll just read explanation, we might have to see next time. Shri Gaudapadacharya Narayana Prasadatah Pratipannan Mandukyopanishadarthavishkarana paran api Shlokan Acharya Pranitan Vyachikhyasur Bhagavan Bhashyakarash Chikirshitasya Chikirshitasya Bhashyasya Avigna Parisamaप्त्यादि सिद्धये परदेवता तत्वानुस्मरण पूर्वकं तन्नमस्कार रूपं मंगलाचरणं शिष्टाचार प्रमाणकं मुखतः समाचरन् अर्थादपेक्षितम् अभिधेयाद्यनुबन्धमपि सूचयति प्रज्ञानेत्यादि. So that Prajnanamshu Pratanaihi, that shloka is introduced here by Anand Giriji. What Anand Giriji is saying here is that Gaudapada Acharya ji did tapas in Badrikashram, and there he received these blessings from Bhagavan Narayana. That is why he has said Gaudapada Acharyasya Narayana Prasadataha. With the blessings of Bhagavan Narayana, Gaudapada Acharya ji has given these karikas, and to explain them I am means here Bhagavan Bhashyakar is the one who is expounding on Mandukya Karika of Gaudapada Acharya ji, as well as Mandukya Mantra, which are the original mantras in the Vedas. Both of them are commented upon by Bhashyakar. So that introduction he is giving. Every word of this we will see in the next session. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayana Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punaha Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Veda Vivagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om.